Do you like women's sports? Sports across the gender spectrum? How about you're sick of men's sports? Well, that's what we're here to talk about.
On this show, we work to level the sports coverage across the gender spectrum.
Welcome to Balance Sports.
I'm Hunter.
I'm Jewelz.
Let's get into it.
Welcome back to Balance Sports. I'm Jewelz.
I'm Hunter.
So we don't have much to update with BG because the trial has received its verdict, but we did want to pass along a petition if you would like to sign it. Oftentimes when we are in the press conferences, Stewie will kind of give the press a hard time and say like, hey, have y'all signed the petition? And so we will leave that linked for you in the description if you would like to sign the BG petition that the players have signed.
Definitely. And although we don't have news and updates today because the trial is completed, love to just keep BG at the forefront of everyone's mind. I really liked how this week there was a lot of celebrations happening in Seattle, but there was so many people wearing free BG shirts, remember BG,
Yes.
And we want to just continue to think of her and celebrate her on this channel.
Absolutely. Moving on now to NCAA news. We have a little update. Some very exciting news, actually.
So exciting. And not just because we're in one of the cities. Actually, that's why it's exciting. I'm not going to lie. So this is from NBC Sports. The NCAA tournament for women's basketball is going to a 2-host format for its regional rounds next year, with 8 teams apiece playing in Seattle and Greenville, South Carolina. Why do you think they went to Greenville?
I think they did that because South Carolina is there. And I think they have really just raised the level of basketball in that area, and that's super, super exciting.
This is the Don Staley Award.
Really?
Like, if you would have been like, name the best places in U.S. for basketball, no one's saying South Carolina. Don Staley went there, she did that, and now they're freaking hosting.
That's awesome.
That's what happens when you support pup folks. Put some money behind them. Anyways, each of those sites will host 2 regional semifinal games, March 24th, and 2 more on the 25th. This is going to be super exciting. What I like about this is, as a fan now, instead of having 4 different regionals and a couple teams there, you're going to have essentially the Sweet 16 in 2 sites. So if I'm a fan, which I am, living in Seattle, Balance Sports will be covering. They don't know that yet, but we're going to show up. Then I get to see some of the best games all in one spot. And as a fan, knowing where these sites are much in advance, I can book my stay, I can book my flights and my travels. I'm very excited for this news.
Absolutely. It is super, super exciting. Dawn has really created something down there and literally put them on the map. So that's super exciting. Why do you think it's in Seattle?
I was about to ask you that, so I didn't have to answer it. Because it's far from South Carolina, and geographically speaking, California is typically not a great place to host these like conventions and stuff. It's not very affordable. It's not very commutable. So I think maybe our proximity away from them, being on like a different coast, they may have wanted an East Coast, West Coast kind of ditty. Gotcha. And Seattle, Portland would have been good options. Yeah. I like it. I'm not mad, but I agree. There's not like the Washington Huskies aren't thriving right now. How South Carolina is. It's just is it is.
My one guess would be that Seattle has something to do with that. But this is college basketball. This is not. So I'm not quite sure, but I'm happy that it's in Seattle. Personally,
maybe the UConn players here. We have a whole team of them in Seattle store. Maybe they were like, let's just do it in Seattle and get the UConn girls here every year. Who knows?
Okay, so let's get into Around the League, and we are going to start with a video from one Miss Nneka Agumake.
Yeah, so we are roaming the airport. It's the first time in my 11 seasons that I've ever had to sleep in the airport, but based on travel, it's not expected that this has happened. It was only a matter of time. So half of us are sleeping in the airport, half of us are at a hotel. There weren't enough rooms. After our flight got delayed, then canceled. Delayed, and then canceled at 1 a.m.
And then rebooked for first thing in the morning.
So it is now 1:44, and we're here till 9 a.m.
I doubled up my clothes, y'all. Getting cozy.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on this here video, Hunter? Let me cut you off while you're thinking. It's not entitled athlete for me. This is a work trip. So everyone just think about the fact that like, if your job was like, hey, we're going to send you to Connecticut for this convention or whatever, and then the flight gets delayed, and then it gets delayed again, and then it gets delayed again, you would expect, the office assistant, the manager to be like, okay, we're going to put you up in this hotel. You would not expect that the option is to sleep at the airport, which is what
Half
they're
the
doing.
team did.
Yeah.
Half the team.
Because there weren't enough rooms in the local hotel. Airbnb, find me someplace. Like, it's just the workplace, like, environment that's like, what? And I kind of feel like if I were the ownership group of the Sparks, I'm going to take the hit. You're going to find me because my players are sleeping in better accommodations than the floor of the airport.
Yeah, Nneka was posting that early in the morning. I want to say it was 3 or 4 a.m. where they were. And she was like, and our flight doesn't leave till 9. And I'm trying to figure it out right now. But I saw a lot of people jokingly saying this once everyone's anger had gone down from it. But they were like, how on earth do you even decide which half of your players got those spots? I was struck by this because Nneka is such a lovely, incredible spokesperson for the league. And I feel that she always comes at things from a positive light, but is being really honest. So the fact that Nneka to me was posting this, like,
she's not trying to throw shade.
She's not trying to throw shade. I really like that it came, and I don't think she's usually a very boisterous. She's not like catty. I'm trying to do all these to say, like, when Nneka posted it as the president of the league and is literally just like, hey, I'm a player. I'm in the airport with my sister right now. It is 4:30 a.m.
Yeah.
We have to leave at 9. We have no place to sleep. It was just factual. And it was like, I'm not trying to do anything but give y'all a day-to-day life of this. And that was ridiculous. The league has to do something. There's no way they should be enduring that.
None. They absolutely agreed. Like, it's infuriating. I just think we, as the public, understand that professional athletes use their bodies in a way that most of us don't with our job, and this is just not acceptable.
This says no one likes sleeping in an airport, but it's even worse for a team on the cusp of a playoff berth. At 13-20, the Sparks are competing against 4 other teams for 7th and 8th spots in the WNBA playoffs. And with 3 games left in the schedule, every match matters. Now they'll only have a little more than a day to get ready for a 2-game home stretch against the Connecticut Sun. Our beds. This is from the assistant coach. It's the chairs.
So sticking with Washington, let's talk about the game in Washington.
It was a really close game. There's a lot on line for both of those teams. I like this so much about the WNBA right now is typically there's something in concrete. There's this team has the seed wrapped up. This team's eliminated. The only thing we really know right now is that Indiana's out.
Yes.
Everything else besides that is up in the air. So this game between the Mystics and the Sparks was great. The Sparks need to get into the playoffs. The Mystics are trying to get a 4th seed. I'm going to start with a missed call at the end of the game on Natasha Cloud. Mm-hmm. It was pretty blatant. I've seen some people come back and say, well, there was a discrepancy in the clock you're seeing on the screen on the TV and the game clock. And I know that sometimes they're like fractions of seconds off. For sure. Where I'm going to go with this is I rewatched that game and there was questionable officiating.
The whole game.
I'm going to say, and I want to give a specific, we love you, Shakira Austin. There are certain people in this league. Brittany Griner's one of them. Liz Cambage, you cannot help that you are physically bigger and stronger than these people.
Yeah.
That does not mean you should get thrown around like a rag doll. And because it doesn't look like it hurts you as much as it hurts someone else, that's not a foul. Shakira Austin was getting beat the hell up. And I feel like that all season. And some of it I'm like, you know what? Maybe there's this tinge of she's a rookie and she has to earn her respect, but a foul's a foul, dog. That's the way the game's played. You don't get a different foul if you're a veteran and a different if you're a rookie. I just want to give some love to Shakira Austin because my body hurts watching her after a game. For real, they need to call more fouls on her. Fouls for her.
She needs to be at the free throw line more.
Fouls for Shakira. We'll make the shirts for next year. That's a cute shirt. Fouls for Shakira.
Yeah, I love Shakira. She'd be giving me all the fantasy points I need. And so, yeah, let's get to the free throw. We'll get to that later. She was definitely in the act of shooting. And they can't, I was going to say, and they can't say anything against the refs or they'll get fined. Boop.
Find me. That was a foul. It totally was. It was egregious.
Yeah.
There's some, at the buzzer where it's like, okay, maybe there's no call. That was the end of the game. You don't want to dictate. That was redonkulous. Yeah. Oh, it was bad. So she had every right to get up and get mad. Also, early in that game, Shakira Austin was knocked down really hard on a shot she made. It should have been an and one. And coming back down the court, they hustled back down, and Natasha Cloud got a technical for telling the refs about it. And Mike
Tibble.
Thank you. He was very happy with her getting that technical. So I just feel like the refereeing was interesting. There was a call in our game yesterday that went against the Storm, and it was a bad call against the
Stewie,
Storm.
right?
Yeah. And then we come back down on the other side of the court, and they called a really ticky-tacky foul, and Becky got heated.
Becky got very heated. Here's the thing. The game has human error, and that is the players, and that is the refs. Like, there's not really anything you can do besides having better officiating, but I feel like overall the refs are good. They're human. They make mistakes. It's only when they miss really clear, obvious ones or people are like up in arms about it. Did this foul cause them to lose the game? I'm gonna say no.
I hate saying one possession changed it, but that's like, we don't know if she gets that foul call, if she makes those 3 free throws and they go to overtime. You know, you could say the what ifs all day. Sure. It is just unfortunate. I hate that a play that you could clearly say it might have dictated, it just happened to be at the end.
Yeah.
You know, that's a bummer. Another huge thing that happened yesterday is Nafisa Collier is freaking back 4 months after having a baby. She's a mother.
Welcome back, Nafisa. We got to see her when she came on Wednesday. We thought maybe she didn't. And so, yeah, congrats. Welcome back. Excited. I know you wanted to play with Sil a few more times, so that's great. I'm just like, damn, you ain't got to do that. I guess it just sets an example for other women. And I'm like, you ain't got to rush back, baby. Like, that's my whole thing. It's just like other women see that and could feel some pressure and could feel like, oh, yeah, well, she did it. And I just don't. I just want everyone who's pregnant, people who are pregnant out there to know that you ain't got to rush back. Nafisa did because that's something she wanted to do, to have that moment with her friend and teammate. And I think that is really great. But everybody ain't got to rush back from their pregnancy.
Yeah, 4 months is really fast. 4 months is incredibly fast after having a child. I don't think she would have come on the court unless she was somewhat prepared. She played, I'm going to give you her stat line. She played almost 10 seconds under 21 minutes.
Woo!
So she played half the game. She started. She was 2 of 7. She had 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block, 6 points. For her first game back after having a child, having not played in how many months? I mean...
So who didn't start? Because here's the thing. I would feel some kind of way if you would rather start the girl who just came back from pregnancy over me. Like, I know she's good, but damn, like, that is really saying something.
Natalie Achanwa broke her own ankles the other day when we watched them play here.
Yes.
No one was around her, y'all, within 5 feet. She did this move and goes, oh. And then she shot it because she had to. She's about to fall over. No, that's not what happened.
Let's get into Storm news.
Let's do it. It was such a crazy week.
We're going to start with Noelle Quinn, who has entered health and safety protocol, which is code for COVID. And she was not at their most recent practice. She was not at the game. We hope for a speedy recovery. Hope that your symptoms are mild. We hope that you're back on the court soon.
Because we know you're watching this. Hey, I'm going to go get my coffee and turn on Balance Sports. I'll be there in a minute.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I like it.
Hey, Noe. So, Sunday night, the Aces beat the Storm 89-81.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
We called it. We did think that would be the case. Really wanted to be wrong. Just to make that clear. We weren't.
There was so much surrounding this game. A lot of hype. Both coaches talked about their players being so amped that they didn't really need to talk about them. They understood the gravity of the moment. This is a great gauge. Both teams think of this as a playoff thing. Mm-hmm. We have had several of those games lately. Again, Chicago against Connecticut, and we did not win them.
Washington, yeah.
Washington. We did win one of the ones against Washington, I guess. But it has been starting to catch my attention that in these games that the games that we're taking very seriously, they're a playoff-like atmosphere, we're still showing up. And to be honest, it felt like the game felt closer than it actually was. Yeah. You would be like, this is a 1-game possession. And you look up and they're still ahead of us by 7 or 8 every time Storm would get close.
We talked about this before, and you made this point have we seen all of the Storm players play their best together in one game? That's a problem, because I think the answer is no. It's a couple people go off and, she won't go so hot. She's a little cold this game. And so if we could get everybody playing their game on the same night, I think it would be a different story. Because we haven't seen that happen, I'm not hopeful that it's going to happen. And Sunday night, Jewel Lloyd was the problem. She scored 1 point.
Yeah, one Miss Stewie said, I got y'all. I'll score half the points. She scored 35 of their 81 points. But to be fair, Asia Wilson had 29 of their 81. They are a lot more well-rounded, though. Can I jump into a couple stats?
Nerd out.
Asa scored 89 points. Jackie Young had 15. Asia Wilson had 29. Kelsey Plum had 16. Chelsea Gray had 15. They have players that had 8, 6. I mean, it's just more spread out. It's more rounded. When we watch the aces, you can think to yourself, damn, I can't focus on this one player. Actually, one of the coaches was saying to us, when you play some of these teams, you have to think, who can I take away that's going to change this team? It clearly wasn't anybody. I don't think they took anything away. It just felt like they got theirs every time they wanted. And so it was kind of like Asia and Stewie battling each other. But then the aces had all this other help. And Stewie was like, anyone else?
No, still me.
Still me.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's why she is MVP.
That's what they saying. A person who was helping Stewie was Tina Charles.
19 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks.
This performance moved her up to number 2 in the all-time points.
Not all-time points, all-time field goals made. So of baskets made in the WNBA, she's got the second most all-time. Any guess who the top player is?
I'm gonna guess an old head.
Damn, drag her. Start out like that, huh?
I'm going to say DT.
It's DT.
DT.
Diana Taurasi has made 3,041 shots. Tina, after last night, has 2,843. Tina, congratulations. That's a pretty big accomplishment, sister.
Absolutely.
Number 2 on the list. It was an incredible game. The atmosphere was wild sauce. 18,000 for a sellout.
18,000 strong. They were loud. Energy, like anything. Sue could have sneezed and that crowd would have erupted.
Every moment she touched the ball, dribbled, pass, whatever, losing it. It was really fun. The last couple games have been so many activities happening that once the basketball game starts, I'm like, oh, this is entertainment. This is a part of the WNBA. I wish we could figure out a way to bring more excitement to every game and not just this kind of like Legends retirement. I know that obviously what Sue did, I'm not trying to underscore that, but there was just so many fun things that were included and happening that I feel like that entertainment level could be more on par for the remainder of the season, not just these one-off celebration games.
Absolutely.
Sue played 31 minutes in what will be her final regular season home game in Climate Pledge. She was 4 of 9 from the field. She had 9 points, 6 assists, and 3 turnovers. You got to look at that and be like, it's obviously not her best game. I like what she said at the end. Obviously, I wanted to win this. And we'll go into a lot of Sue stuff at the end. But I liked at the end of the game, obviously, I wanted to win this. But this one game does not dictate my career. This one game, losing my final home game here, is not going to like dampen the memories I had.
And I love that she said, and I also lost my first game here too. So
and can joke about it. I like she's such a competitor. She said multiple times, when the game starts, I just kind of block all this out. And then it felt like the game ended and she was like, oh, hey, I'm back in my retirement again.
Yeah.
Bird has scored. This is from the Seattle Storm PR. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for Bird. I love you guys, Deadass. We'll get to that later. I said Deadass in my thanks. I'm so professional. Sue Bird has scored or assisted on 27.5% of every basket scored in Seattle Storm history. That includes 4 seasons that she did not even play, 2000, 2001, 2013, and 2019, when only, including the games that she has played in, Bird has scored or assisted on 35.3% of the Storm's buckets. When you talk about a legacy.
Wow.
So let's just get into Sue Bird. What were some of your takeaways? What was just like some moments you really enjoyed or appreciated? How soft is this shirt?
There are times when they're just reading off the accolades and all that she has accomplished, you're just like, wow, you are that bitch. You are amazing. I am truly standing in the presence of greatness. There's not one moment. It's really just like a combination of it. Like, I think it was a steal and then to a fast break and a layup, and you're just like, man, it doesn't have to be the three. It's just, you're really good at what you do, and I appreciate that I got to see you play. Like, that is just truly how I feel about Sue Bird. She's incredible.
Incredible. She said during one moment of the press conference that she really relished that she was never the most athletic, the fastest, the most skilled in all these things, but teams had a game plan for me. They had a game plan because I was smart and I knew how to craft the game, and they would have to game plan of how to slow down like how I view it or how I can influence it. I've heard people on Twitter saying, is she a GOAT because she's never even been the number one player on her team? And I really had to think about that. There was Lauren Jackson. There's been Stewie. There's been other players who scored more, but you can never take away. She's a coach on floor. Mm-hmm. She is a leader in all these other ways.
Like, she's allowed Stewie and Lauren to have the numbers that they do because she fed them the ball.
And facilitating that offense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, she is a GOAT, even though she's never been the best player on the team.
Yeah, I'm like, you don't have to be the number one points scorer. She's the all-time assist leader in the WNBA, right?
Yes.
So assists were her thing, y'all. She's the GOAT assist. Yesterday, people were asking her specifically about what she's done in the WNBA, about the longevity of her career and all this stuff. And I always like that she takes time to truly honor what she's done. She doesn't take away or shy away from. It was hard, and a couple of us kept the league afloat in these years. I really like that she hangs her hat on. When the league wasn't successful, when we were grinding, our product was sick. Yeah. Our product, we always showed up and had the best basketball in the world. She's just, I cannot wait to see what she does. I really hope it's something still tied with the WNBA because I just like her.
Yeah, I like her presence.
I like her.
I like when people ask her questions that kind of pin her down and make her say, yeah, I am Seattle basketball. I like when she says it like full-throatedly because she is, and that's how we all feel. And so for her to say, yeah, it's me. I embody this. I help build this. It's nice to hear somebody receive the compliment and full-throatedly agree with it. Mm-hmm. I really liked seeing the players, their tribute videos, and they got a couple celebrities in there. That was nice for people to take time and to say nice things about Sue. I enjoyed that. I
hate to ask other people about other people. I hate to be like, Asia, what do you think about Sue? But it felt like yesterday everyone was just like asking those questions to any person that would come in front of us. It'd be like, thoughts on Sue?
Sue, talk about Sue.
What I take away from it, and I don't mean this is any kind of read, but we don't know what their relationships are like behind the scenes, right? I don't know if Sue is actually best friends with Asia, is really close friends with XYZ, but it just feels like everyone at least has that recognition of appreciation and respect.
Yeah.
And also we asked Sue, this was your retirement game, and these two young stars who are the face of the league right now, let's just say it's Stewie and Asia, had these incredible games where they're going against each other for MVP.
What's making this GOAT is her accomplishments.
It does repeat. So these aren't all for, I mean, she's got a long list, but it is really cool that they filled this here. The back is really fire. It's got her name. These shirts were given to the first 3,000 people. How many people were at that game yesterday?
18,100.
I want to celebrate the shirts.
Yes.
I also want to ask, don't like NBA teams for playoffs just put shirts at every seat?
NBA Finals, it's for sometimes the home opener. It's
sometimes for like bobblehead night.
A Tuesday. Like, I'm just saying, I think it would have been really cool if 18,100 fans got this shirt and said like, hey, I was at Sue Bird's last home game. Like, come on, guys. How cool would that have been if everyone was wearing that GOAT shirt?
And people traveled far and wide to get there. It would have been a cool, I don't know. It just would have been a moment like, fans, we see you. Thanks for showing up. They could have had more shirts. They're fire. We love them. My
new favorite shirt.
Wish everyone had it. Truly, we've made really awesome connections this year, but we have to be real. We aren't ESPN.
Newsflash, this channel is not ESPN backed, just so y'all know.
We're what they call in the media local press.
Very that.
So this was really great. In big games like this, the PR people at Seattle were telling us that the WNBA teams will get fined if national media shows up and they don't have priority seating. Yes. So for this game, Fox News, ESPN, USA Today, AP News, I could go on.
Everybody was there.
People that are paid to do this gig. So we came to this thing. We felt really honored to be sitting on the floor for this game because local media just gets bumped for the national press, which makes a lot of sense.
It makes sense. So we just want to say thank you to the Storm PR for allowing us access. It meant a lot to us that we got to sit courtside and watch this incredible game.
It was wild. Lovely connections we made there. So we get to our seats. Normal day, we go sit our things down, and there's something waiting for us there. When we sat down, I said, I feel so seen because it was obvious that they'd watched the most recent episode of Balanced Sports where we talked about campaigning, and then we show up and there's a whole box with goodies. I said, vote sent, literally send the tweet. It's really cute though. We've talked about the campaign ads that we've seen in the last couple games. Mm-hmm. So this was, to me, we haven't had anything like this in any other games. There's been no like a gift for the media, whatever, nothing. I liked this because the national media is the panel that they do get votes in some of these things. Yeah. They're a factor into it. Inside of this, it says all rise for the queen. You've got these Stewie photos inside. It's not just like a box. There's still printed pictures on her. And I like that when the national media is there, it's just like, hey, and Stewie's got this cute little gear. Here's a little shirt. Don't forget her when it's time to put your ballast in next week.
She gave an MVP performance last night. I'll say that.
You didn't think Kelsey Plum was the MVP on that court?
So, next up we got Pick'em.
Monday night's game. You've got the New York Liberty and the Dallas Wings. Wings. On Tuesday, we have Seattle Storm and Chicago Sky. Storm. I think the Sky are up by like 2 games right now in first place, and I feel like they're going to have to start resting some girlies. And surely Joel will come back from that 1-point game and be like, let me just show you I'm good. We're good.
That's a really great point.
And she's from Chicago. She'd be showing out in front of family and friends there. It's the Joel Lloyd game. We heard it right here, right now. Next game, we've got the Atlanta Dream and the Las Vegas Aces.
Aces.
Thank you. Connecticut Sun and the Los Angeles Sparks, who have stayed in the airport last night.
Sun.
You got the New York Liberty and the Dallas Wings.
Liberty.
Minnesota Lynx and Phoenix Mercury. Lynx,
Mercury.
Chicago Sky and Las Vegas.
Aces.
Connecticut Sun and the Sparks again.
Sun
both times.
Yeah.
They got it. Washington Mystics and the Indiana Fever.
Mystics.
Do you think Indiana will win a game in the rest of the year?
I do not.
Oh, gosh. Since we are talking about the Indiana Fever, you may see some of your names on the Balorts, which will be happening next week. Just a quick plug. We've gotten several people to send in your nominations. That will run until next week when our award show be happening. All right. We've got the New York Liberty and the Atlanta Dream. Seattle Storm and Minnesota Lynx. Storm. That'll be
Sill's last home game.
Oh, my gosh.
Last regular season home game unless they get in.
Who in the WNBA planned this? Because for Sylvia's last home game, y'all gonna have Sue up in the building? Do you know what I mean?
Sue did not announce retirement until the season had started.
Sure, fine, whatever. I just, like, that thing can be true. It just feels like, oh gosh. Keep the energy all about Sylvia that day.
I mean, honestly, I hope that they don't honor her. Like,
I wish they would have done it earlier.
Yeah.
Or just like in flowers for Sue.
We're so glad Sue's here,
But Sylvia! Dallas Wings versus the Phoenix Mercury. On Sunday, this will be the final day for fantasy, final day of the season. The Minnesota Lynx and the Connecticut Sun. Oh, this is the last day. So think about more stuff should be set in stone. You may have some things.
Okay,
I hate that we're picking these because it's going to all be different. Like some teams may be out. They may not even be playing for anything. Some teams may be like, we're the 2 seed. We're resting everyone.
We'll give an update on our Thursday episode.
Oh, fine. We have the Atlanta Dream and the New York Liberty. Liberty. What? Indiana Fever, Washington Mystics. Las Vegas Aces and the Seattle Storm. Last game of the season.
Oh, that's right. In Vegas.
Vegas will be resting people by then. I'm thinking that way. They have to rest them at some point. Rebecca, rest them. Storm. Woo! Chicago Sky and Phoenix Mercury.
Sky.
They'll be resting everyone. It's the last day, and I think Phoenix will be playing for a playoff spot. I'm so serious.
Let's go.
Dallas Wings and the Los Angeles Sparks will be the last game played in the regular season. That could have a lot on the line. Wings.
Okay.
Our overall record for Pick'ems, we do have to factor in that 3-game Commissioner's Cup that somebody decided to talk about. Last week, you were an excellent 10-7, and I was 9-8.
That's not bad.
It's not
that
bad.
Not
I'm
bad.
above 500. Mm-hmm. For the season, you have 87-44.
Wow.
Doubled.
Wow.
Well
I
done.
Did a great job.
Well
Thank you.
done. You really crushed it.
Appreciate it.
And I'm 79-52. So only about 8 games behind. Yeah. But I can't believe we're in the final freaking week.
This is crazy. Okay. Let's and then we're gonna close it out. We're gonna close with kittens.
With our kittens. So on our next episode, we are gonna be doing our picks for the actual awards, not the balorts. The real award show will be coming next week. This is more pretend ones. Awards that are made up, like Rookie of the Year and MVP and First Team All W.
Yes. The ones that all the general public vote on. You guys get the special balorts next Monday. But be sure to come back for our second episode of the week, where we will be doing First Team, All Rookie Team, All Defensive Team. We'll be making our selections. Feel free to pop off in the comments as to who you think should be on the all rookie team and, first team all WNBA. Let us know your thoughts.
And don't forget to get back on and vote for the best awards, the balorts, before next week.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.
For everything you've done for me.
Also, thank you for everything you've done for your women's sports. You are such an amazing role model.
As a basketballer, you can change everything.
I say that you are on every level. And she's got 5. She's got 5 gold medals, Michael. 5. How do you have 5 gold medals when you're only 22?
I couldn't be more proud of you.
As one of your biggest fans, I never thought this day would come.
You set the bar, you understand it.
I mean, what is there to say? You're authentic and that you fight for what you believe in.
Thank you for everything that you've done for all of the women and girls out there for basketball.
You impact the young girls for the rest of their lives.
You will always remind me here to help out somebody.
I'm grateful that I was able to fight through these monster years.
One of the more inspirational people I've ever met.
Best of luck. If you do it, Devils have to do better when you get in basketball.
We all know you're not going away. And I'm looking forward to seeing what your next act is.
Congratulations on literally just an epic career.
Hey Sue, words can't describe how much you've meant to me, and I just want to say congrats on everything. Thanks you for letting me share the court with you for many, many years. I wish there was many more years coming. I love you, you're a great person, great teammate, and thank you for everything you've done.
She was drafted first overall by the Seattle Storm in 2002 and has gone on to become one of the greatest players in WNBA history. A 13-time All-Star, and she led the Storm to 4 WNBA championships. Forever making an impact both on and off the courts. Put your hands together for the one, the only, Sue! In recognition of Sue's 20 years of service to the league, along with her extensive work as a player and executive committee vice president, the WNBA Players Association, along with Director of Operations Terry Jackson, is making a donation to Rock the Vote in the amount of $5,000 to further the players' work on voting rights. And now please welcome the Storm's Crystal Langhorn, here to present Sue a check for $2,022 to the Laisha Clarendon Foundation. members of Force 10 Hoops, along with Brianna Stewart and Jewel Lloyd, and Storm President and CEO Alicia Valavanis, here to present Sue with a commemorative retirement ring representing the incredible champion you are to us all. Thank you for everything you've done for the Seattle Storm organization and the game of basketball. There will never be another. You are truly the greatest of all time. Fans, make some noise for the iconic, the legendary, number 10, Sue Bird. One more time, Storm fans, let her hear you!
That's what